0345 6060 973 is the number. If you can tell me where you are with this Tesla protest. In a moment, I'm going to talk to Greg Swenson, chair of Republican Overseas. But first to Just Stop Oil spokesperson and retired doctor, Dr. Bing Jones. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Matt. Nice to talk to you.
And to you. And to you. Do you drive a Tesla, sir?
I don't drive a car, Matt. I've stopped driving a car for a long time. I borrow one, but I ride a bike.
And you ride a bike. Very wise, I suppose, especially as you're a Just Stop Oil spokesperson. Can you explain why Tesla sales went up by 20% in the UK in the month of February when they were basically going down everywhere else?
No, Matt, and I'm not really terribly interested. I want to broaden this out a little bit. The Tesla story, the Elon Musk story, and the fossil fuel industry story is a big lie. And it's basically saying that everything's okay. And it's not okay. Things are really, really serious. And we need to be talking not about money, which is all that Elon Musk wants to talk about. And most people just seem to want to talk about money. We've got to talk about the truth. And the truth is that we've got a massive problem with the climate. It's incredibly hot. We've got to stop burning fossil fuels, and we've got to stop burning all fossil fuels by 2030. We're in a really, really dangerous situation here.
So we should all be buying Teslas and other electric cars, then, he says, desperately trying to bring the conversation back to the one that you've been invited on to have.
Buying electric cars is part of a massive problem. It's not the real answer. The real answer is to stop burning fossil fuels. We've got to stop.
I'm not going to argue with that, Bing. I totally agree, but that's not the conversation with respect that we're having. We're having a conversation about protest, about how we spend our money, and the focus of that is on a car that many people would say is better for the planet than many other cars. So I wonder whether you have any conflict about that you've got people saying, well, don't buy a Tesla. They may stick with their, diesel-burning Land Rovers because they don't like the cut of Elon Musk's jib.
But the reason why Just Stop Oil went and poured some latex on a model of a robot was to broaden this conversation out. The conversation has to be had. There are two things. Either you tell lies, which is what all these billionaires are doing, which is what Elon Musk is doing, and to broaden into your wider conversation about billionaires and fascism. Billionaires are really, really important. They are lying. They are managing to wheedle their way into government. Elon Musk has managed to buy his way into the American government to make himself a really influential person. And this is when billionaires with all their money and power get into politics, this is going to lead us into fascism. And the answer to all of this has got to be to say, who needs billionaires? Why should anybody be a billionaire? It's absolutely ridiculous. In the UK, we've got 160 billionaires, and you could take 3/4 of all their wealth away, and we'd still have 160 billionaires. Is that right?
Bing, I have to say, you've wet my whistle for a conversation about whether or not we need billionaires. I'm looking across at Kat and thinking maybe we might be able to knock that one out tomorrow, because I think that's a really interesting line, whether they are a force for good or anything but. Thank you. Let me bring in Greg Swenson now, chair of Republican Overseas. A wry smile I can see over your face. I don't think I'm telling tales to